Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the Bandai Dragon Ball Super Dragon Stars series Frieza in his final form. And I mentioned in one of the other videos for one of the guys in this series that Frieza might be the best. And I'm going to go ahead and change that statement right now to tell you that he is absolutely the best. It's a very impressive figure for the price point. I like it a whole bunch, and I think you guys will too. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Frieza stands just about 5.5 inches tall to the top of his head, which makes him just over 14 centimeters, which it's not perfectly scaled. You can see Goku from the same line here is definitely taller, but it's not probably accurate. The scaling's not perfect. It's hinted at, but it's not perfect. So just so that you're aware, the scaling's going to be a bit of an issue, but it's probably not a deal breaker. Now this guy does come with one extra accessory. We have the 2 fist hands that come on him in the package, 2 wide open hands, and then we also have a hand with his finger pointed out for his signature move. So that's pretty cool. They all come with the Shenron parts, so I'm not going to bother showing you those. That's going to be in a separate video. And yeah, this guy's he's really impressive. Like, look, he's covered in shading, which it's not the best shading in the world, but it's there, and it makes the figure look good. It stands out because of it. Should it probably be as heavy as it is in some places? Definitely not. But it does make the figure stand out, and it does make it look pretty cool. The purple paint job on him is definitely good enough. I mean, it's not the best in the world, but it's clean enough. It's at least on par with Marvel Legends, and this guy's loaded with articulation that we don't see from Marvel Legends for the most part. So I think it's a pretty good trade-off, and I think it's a great alternative. Even, I haven't said this for any of them yet, but if you need a Frieza and you don't have the Figuarts one, this one is probably good enough to fill that role until we get a new Figuarts one. If you have that one, you don't need this one. I'm going to put that out there. That's the way it is. These are not as high-end figures. If you have the better version, then that's fine. But for a lower-end figure, this one is definitely gonna get the job done. So as far as articulation goes, the head is on a ball peg. It rotates around, no problem. It can lean just a little. I guess it can't lean. I thought it could lean side to side. I guess it can't. Does it? It leans forward and back a little bit. Why? I swear I had it leaning side to side. I must be going crazy again. So it does lean forward and back, no side to side. It looks like the neck should move, but I'm thinking that's just the result of how it was put together. I can't get in there to move it, so I can't tell you for sure. But either way, the head does rotate around and lean forward and back. The arms are on a ball peg this time, which is very nice. That's a cool addition. We have our full hinge, which gives him super good range, so that's really good. And we have our bicep swivel. So everything we want in the shoulder, bicep area, we have that. We do also have our double jointed elbow, which works very nicely, and our ball hinged wrist, which works very nicely. And his wrists, it's a little floppy. I forgot to mention that. This arm is definitely a little loose. This arm doesn't seem to have as much of an issue, but it's something to be aware of. Anyway, the hands from the Figuarts one supposedly fit on these. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I've heard that it's true, so you might be able to give that a shot. For the torso, we have a ball peg. Doesn't have the best range in the torso, but it does lean around side to side, front to back a little bit, mostly just going to get the rotation. For the hips, we have the hinge ball pegs, so it'll drop down and give you a little bit better range. Not the best range in the world, but it's going to be good enough. You'll be able to pose him. It shouldn't be too bad. You have your thigh swivel built into that. The tail is on a big ball hinge, so it moves around pretty much however you want to. Of course, it's still sculpted for the most part. We only have this swivel in terms of tail articulation, but that moves pretty nicely. Double jointed knees work pretty well. A little bit better than 90 degrees. And then we have, and this is why I'm so impressed with this guy, we have the ball hinge ankles on his feet, which allows him to be posed so much better than all the other ones. So yeah, is it a perfect figure? Not by any means. It's lacking in a lot of areas. It's not great, but for the price point, I think most of you guys are going to really enjoy this figure. It's a lot of fun to pose. The shading on it helps. The face is painted nicely. The sculpt is pretty good. Like I said, it's not perfect. It's not a substitute for Figuarts, but it'll get the job done if you need it to, and it's a lot of fun for what you're paying. So I'm going to give it the go ahead. I'm pretty pleased with this line altogether, guys. I think if they continue to build on what they have and they go forward and maybe even make them just the tiniest bit better, they're going to be a pretty good contender. I'm very pleased with it overall. Again, I keep saying this, but it's important. Given the price point, these guys are pretty fun figures. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you come back for that. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. And in the meantime, keep collecting.